Have you ever seen someone who seems to have been born for the camera? Someone whose photos instantly catch your attention and make you wonder, how did they do that? Well, that is exactly the case with Stella Stevens. Today, we are going to explore some of her most famous micro-bikini photos that fans are still talking about, decades after they were first taken. Stella Stevens was not just an actress. She was a symbol of a time when Hollywood was full of charm, style, and a kind of boldness that made people stop and stare. And her micro-bikini photos captured all of that in one frame. You might be wondering, what is a micro-bikini? Well, it is a swimsuit that is very small, showing more of the body than a regular bikini. It was quite new in the 1960s and 1970s. For someone like Stella, wearing a micro-bikini was not just about fashion. It was a statement. A statement that says, I am confident, I am fun, and I am not afraid to be myself. One of the things that makes Stella's photos so interesting is how natural she looks. Many people wear swimsuits for photos, but Stella's pictures feel like she is having a real moment of joy. You can see her smiling, moving, and enjoying the sun and the water. That kind of energy makes her photos stand out, even today. Another reason people love these photos is the style of the bikinis themselves. In the 1970s, bikinis were often brightly colored or patterned. Stella's micro-bikinis often had fun designs or bold colors that made the pictures even more exciting. Imagine a sunny beach, the waves in the background, and Stella in a bright swimsuit that makes you feel happy just looking at it. That is the power of these images. Something else that is really cool is how these photos show Stella's personality. She was not just posing like a mannequin. She was playful, relaxed, and full of life. Some photos show her running on the beach, some show her lying on a towel, and others have her laughing with friends. Each one tells a story, not just about a swimsuit, but about a person enjoying her moment. Now, you might ask, why are these photos still popular? Well, there are a few reasons. First, Stella Stevens was a star in movies and television, so her fans have followed her career for decades. Second, micro-bikinis were a new and exciting fashion at the time, so seeing a famous actress wearing one was a big deal. And third, there is something timeless about Stella herself. Her smile, her energy, and her style are still admired today. If you look closely at the photos, you will notice the details. The way the sun shines on her hair, the gentle wind moving her swimsuit, and the way she looks confident without trying too hard. It is those little details that make her pictures feel alive, not staged. Also, Stella knew how to use accessories to make her photos more interesting. Hats, sunglasses, beach towels, and even beach balls were part of the pictures. They did not just make her look stylish, they made the photos feel like you could step right into that sunny beach scene and enjoy it yourself. Another reason fans love these photos is the sense of freedom they give. You can almost feel the sand under your feet and the waves touching your toes. Stella's micro-bikini photos were not just about looking good, they were about having fun, feeling free, and enjoying the moment. Over the years, Stella's micro-bikini photos have inspired other actors, models, and photographers. People still look at her pictures for ideas about how to combine fashion, fun, and personality. That is a big part of why she is remembered not just as a movie star, but as a trendsetter who influenced the style of her time. Even if you are not a huge fan of old Hollywood, it is hard not to admire how Stella Stevens carried herself in these photos. She made a micro-bikini more than just a piece of clothing, it became a way to show who she was. Confident, playful, and full of energy. So, when you look at Stella Stevens' micro-bikini photos, you are seeing more than just a swimsuit. You are seeing a star enjoying life, a fashion moment from the past, and someone who knew how to make the camera fall in love with her. These photos are still inspiring because they capture the joy of being yourself, even in a small bikini. Stella Stevens' micro-bikini photos will always remind us that confidence, fun, and a little bit of playfulness can make any picture unforgettable. And that is why fans are still talking about them decades later.